What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing tonight's game between the Chicago Bulls and Toronto Raptors. This game was basically a back-to-back for both teams. Obviously, the Bulls played the Raptors in their last game, and they lost. So this evening was, so to speak, a way for them to get back. Zach LaVine did play tonight, but still no Kobe White, no Andre Drummond, and obviously no Lonzo Ball. So the game started out, for me anyway, I looked at the Bulls. I'm like, okay, they was traveling from Toronto to Chicago. It's a home game. I kind of expected for the way the game started to be like that. You know, the Bulls came out. Early fouls. So, early fouls mean guys are not defending or they're not in the right place and they're making bad decisions defensively, swiping and just committing all around bad fouls at the beginning of the game. Guys looked, so to speak, like it took them a while. For some reason, in a lot of Bulls games, it takes them a while to ramp up. And if you play certain teams ramping up, you could be down. And we've seen that in games this season, versus Boston and things like that. When it takes you a while to ramp up into a game, you can find yourself down double digits. Unfortunately, fortunately, that wasn't the case tonight. But again, bad passing led to a lot of turnovers early in tonight's game. Overall bad effort to start the game. The Bulls start 1 of 6 from the field, and they were getting good shots. Io was open a lot early on in the quarter. I seen Patrick Williams open, guys getting open opportunities. They just weren't knocking them down at the early parts of the game. And that's fine, because what you want to see is guys, taking the opportunity to actually impact the game at some point, especially early on. Guys are going to go to what they like to do at early points in the game, flow of the offense. And of course, just like last night, Toronto was disruptive defensively, not only trapping DeMar tonight, but also trapping Zach LaVine. And fortunately, with Zach being out there, you can't really aggressively trap him with other guys out there, because he's slashing, he's cutting, he's hitting guys in the parts of the offense where they're open and things like that. So as always, when Billy decided in the quarter, go to the bench, he went to the bench early. Dragic got in there and he did what he does, affected the game. Green got in there, affected the game. Jones got in there, affected the game. Alex Caruso. The bench played really, really well in tonight's game. The bench showed up. They showed out. I believe at one point the Bulls bench were somewhere around, I believe the Bulls bench scored more than the starters, I believe, in the first quarter. And that's a testament to the guys that's coming off the bench. That's a testament to the guys that's on the bench. You have a mix of veteran guys with guys that know their role. And that leads to the Bulls having one of the better benches in the NBA, which is a good thing to have when ultimately March, April comes. So seeing that tonight was a great thing. The game was tied at 21, mainly, like I said, Goran Dragic and Green. Bulls lead by 3 after the first. Zach LaVine came out strong, 9 points after not playing in the previous game. That was good to see. I believe they have Zach doing something where it's like they're monitoring his knee, his injury, along with allowing him to ramp it up slowly but surely, which is good to see. You want to see him, at some point be able to play back-to-backs. That's what you want. So tonight was a good shining moment for him. And like I said, the Bulls bench 17 points in the first. They go on a 10-2. They go on a 10-2 run and they lead by 7. They go up. Now, this is where I believe that the Bulls have to get better with throwing the paint touches to Vucevic. They have to allow Vuce to abuse smaller defenders when they are guarding him. I don't want to feel like or see possessions and Vucevic is not touching the ball in the paint, but he's being guarded by a guy that's 6'7", or he's being guarded by a guy that's 6'4", and they don't want to get in there. Guys are looking him off, or he's just doing a pick, and he's not, it's not a pick and pop or pick and roll. It's not a way for him to like be flourished in the offense correctly, in my opinion. I think that's a test. I think that's a thing that has to be addressed, and I'll get to another thing that I want to be addressed also, but I'm gonna save that. So, like I said, I believe getting into transition early was a great thing for the Bulls. You saw a lot of layups. You saw a lot of breaks. You saw a lot of open shots coming off of transition. And against a team like Toronto, who has wing defenders, who can switch basically any position, you saw what happens when you put that team into transition. You saw what happens. Good things were happening tonight for Chicago when they were getting into transition early, which is a good thing. Yeah, but in the going into the half, the Bulls ended the quarter horribly. They started doing things that were uncharacteristic, making too many bad passes, too many bad fouls, missing defensive assignments, things like that. And then they dwindled down. And at the end of the half, the Bulls were up. But they let the Raptors get within 5, which wasn't bad. At the start of the third, they come out better then the first half, and they end up leading by 14 at some point in the third quarter. I mean, I don't know what Billy was saying in the locker room at halftime, but I believe some of those things worked, because you saw, Zach LaVine cutting, slashing, getting open. But what you didn't see, what kept happening was turnovers. Turnovers were the Achilles heel of tonight's game. If it's any bad spot for tonight, it's the turnovers. They kept happening, and that can't happen when you play the better teams of the league, the Milwaukees, the Miamis, the better teams that's in your conference, the better teams of the league. You cannot allow yourself to turn the ball over that many times. And also scoring droughts, which the Bulls did do in the second half. DeMar DeRozan didn't have one of his better performances tonight, but he did assist and rebound the ball. But you cannot go on scoring droughts. The Bulls at one point in this game were up 21 points. They allowed the Raptors to get close, but ultimately not close enough. And the Bulls did win tonight's game, which in turn, of course, I'm happy about that. But again, it was a lot of spots where, the Bulls could have done a lot better, but they did end up winning tonight, 111-97. As far as box scores go, Patrick Williams had 10 points. He was aggressive tonight, and that's all you can ask for Pat. 6 rebounds, 2 assists. DeMar DeRozan had 9 points. Not one of his better offensive performances, but 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Nikola Vucevic, another double-double, 15 points, 13 rebounds. Zach LaVine with his first 30-point game of the season, 30 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. You had Ayo with 12 points, 4 rebounds. Goran Dragic with 10 points off the bench and 5 rebounds. Alex Caruso, who had a hell of a game in Toronto, had 4 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. You also seen Javonte Green out there with 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And Derrick Jones Jr., who I believe in the place of Drummond coming off the bench and playing a small 5, is giving the Bulls probably as much effort as anybody right now in a role that's not comprised for a small, big, center. So tonight he definitely filled a big spot with 12 points off the bench. I believe if the Bulls can clean up their turnovers, Zach LaVine gets healthy, Lonzo Ball gets healthy, they can be Andre Drummond gets healthy, Kobe White gets healthy. The team can be much, much better. 12 games into the season, the Bulls are 500, 6-6. So if they find a way to create good habits, not turn the ball over so much, DeMar and Zach play off of each other well, find a way to get Vooch flowing through the offense, get a better, general. I feel like Dragic is a good piece to come off the bench. Ayo, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, is a good piece, but I feel like Lonzo Ball is a key component to what the Bulls want to do going forward this season. So far, there is no timetable for his injury, but we will see how things pan out ultimately. Again, the Raptors-Bulls game ended in a Bulls win. They are 6-6 now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you guys watch the game? Raptors fans, Bulls fans, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. It's always great to hear from you guys. It's greatly appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to the channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.